the Flyers dominate the Columbus Blue Jackets in their first win in 3 games, 5-3. This was a very complete effort by the entire team, especially offensively. They put pressure on 𝐊𝐍𝐷 Merzlikins all night, and he didn't really have an answer for them. They, again, putting up 5 goals, with multiple point nights from Morgan Frost, from Travis Konecny with 2 goals. 𝐊𝐍𝐷 Metzlikov has another point. I think he had 2 points, actually, so another multiple point game for 𝐊𝐿𝐷 Metzlikov. He is now a point per game player, which is incredible. He is 7 or 8 points ahead in the rookie Calder race. I really was hoping this team would respond after a cruddy weekend. You had that very odd game in Boston where, they were up for a while, they were dominating, but, a couple of bad calls, a couple of undisciplined plays, they lose in overtime. They don't respond too well against Utah at home. So this was really a game that needed to be a pivotal turning point for the team. They needed to come out and answer. They needed to respond in a way that showed that they are still there, or I think, unfortunately, they would end up sliding because of all of the parity going on in the Metropolitan Division. You have a lot of similar teams, including the Columbus Blue Jackets, who, yes, are at the basement of the division, but are playing very well, that could slide potentially into the playoff spot that the Flyers are obviously vying for. So this was very much a statement win, dominating a team like that, quieting kind of the people who are like, they have Fantilli, they have Monahan, they have Kirill Marchenko, they have guys who could be on par with some of the Flyers' better guys. So going out there, shutting those guys down offensively for one, and also putting up a clinic on 𝐊𝐍𝐷 Merzlikins was a huge, huge statement. The first period, I think, is as perfect as a first period as you can possibly get from the Flyers. They dominated the chances. They were up in the shots very early on. You had a great move around a defender from Tyson Forrester that almost went in, but Noah Cates taps it in for the first goal. And then you had the second goal from Owen Tippett with a really great setup from Jamie Drysdale, who has looked fantastic ever since his return from injury on Sunday. I thought he was the Flyers' best player in that loss against Utah, and he continued to be their best player tonight. He was all over the ice. He had a really good takeaway to start the goal from Owen Tippett. He took it away from, I believe, Werenski. He pickpocketed him to set up a pass to Morgan Frost and ended up with a goal. And speaking of Morgan Frost, he also gets a goal on the night. He has a goal and an assist, a multiple point night from him. It's always nice to see him bounce back after that really atrocious play against Utah. You know what I'm talking about. So again, the team really just put the pressure on Columbus all throughout the first and second period and didn't ever let off the gas. The problem with the Flyers recently has been getting off to these hot starts, having a great first period, and then it all taking a nosedive in the second period. They are still in the minus goal differential in the second period, which is not good. They need to get that number up if they want to be a competitive playoff team, but they cleaned it up tonight. Bit of a rocky third period at places. It did seem they let off the gas just a wee bit. Not a deal breaker, not a game changer at all. Just letting in a few goals that, one, I think Ersson would want back, and two, that kind of should have been shut down. That should have been, thrown out of the play or gotten out of the slot. Just certain stuff like that needed to be cleaned up at the end. But it's not a huge deal when you dominate a team like that. And, with that hardworking, checking forward, always looking for the transition play throughout the first 2 periods, and then you capitalize on those chances, that you give yourself enough of a goal cushion to, play, for lack of a better term, a sloppier third period, which is kind of what happened here tonight. So again, the Flyers dominate the Columbus Blue Jackets at Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, 5-3. I'm going to give my top 3 stars of the night to one, Travis Konecny, who is having a career year for himself. He is proving to every doubter that contract extension was worth it. And then the second will probably go to Morgan Frost, who had himself a night, who was all over the play, created a lot of offensive chances. He looked great. And then the third to 𝐊𝐷𝐷 Metzlikov. So once again, Flyers beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-3.